I've run out of room, so I've got this tractor ready for the engine to go on. The engine's sitting on the forklift. The forklift's sitting in the way of the entrance of the shed, or one of the ways in, for a week. So I'm quickly going to throw this engine in, get it out of the way so I can get the forklift out, because I've got a load of material turned up tomorrow for my spray booth. So I'm just going to flick this engine on, see if the forklift will bloody start up first. Right, so the forklift's alive, so I'm going to kind of manoeuvre it into place, see if I can wiggle this engine on my own. Pretty much there, it's got to get bolted one side. Pretty much nearly there. Pretty much. So it's nearly on. What I've got to do is just rattle these up gently. Got some big long buggers, they probably go down there. Now I've got a couple of washers missing, so I should go and find the washers. It probably didn't have any on it because all the bolts were on here. So yeah, I think some of them have gone AWOL. So I shall quickly find those, innit? Right, I think I've found all the bolts now, so I'll just little gently pull the bugger in. Okay, it's not quite in line, is it? That one needs a total looking at for some reason. So we'll have a look at that one. I'll probably run a tap through that one because it's not a happy bunny rabbit, is it? I'll just put that one in there. Yeah, yes. So that's now bolted up enough for me to take the forklift away at least. Make some room. Right, so there's the engine back bolted together. I just noted there's a bolt missing up here, but it's someone snapped it off at some stage in its life. So what I will do is probably try and drill that out and re-tap it. If I can't re-tap it, then I'll probably put a nut and bolt in there. I should be able to re-tap it though. If I can get the centre, I'll probably make up a sleeve for this in the lathe to put a centre through, then I can go through with a proper size drill bit and a tap and then put a bolt in it, which would be nicer, won't it, than just having it with a hole there, I think anyway. Next thing I'm going to do is build the spray booth, I think, because, oh actually, I will put the head on, so I'll seal this up because at the moment it's all open. I'll probably tape up these holes where the oil filler and the oil filter go, and the distributor, etc. Just as I can paint it, but so I won't be painting it out here because I want to get my spray booth done. So I could video my spray booth, couldn't I? How about that then? I might do that. But I'm just clearing out my workshop at a minute. I'll show you in a second how much of a shithole it is in a minute and how much crap I've accumulated. But yeah, that's all bolted together. The other thing I'm going to do is down here I've made this huge great big stand like out of I think it's about, there must be 5 by 5 or something like that, 5 inch by 5 inch posts, and I'm thinking about putting some wheels on the bottom, so I might get some like decent heavy duty wheels on, and then make the same up for the back, a trolley, so as I can roll this thing around the workshop and get it into the spray booth safely, because my forklift, as I've worked out, with the doors I've bought, the forklift will just about go in there a little bit, but what I might do is make a flap at the top so I can open it up and lock it to get the forklift in with anything like this, or any bits I do need to get in and out with the forklift. But if this is on a trolley, I ain't got to get the forklift in there, have I? But you never know, depends how easy this rolls on a trolley. But anyway, I'll show you. So this is what will be my spray booth. That is 6.7 metres across there, 6 metres, obviously 6'7" again, and 6 metres. It's going to have I think the doors are 8'10", so 4 8'10" doors, 33.2 metres, something like that. The ceiling will be 2.7 high, and I'm putting panel lights all the way through, like 3 strips of LED panels, and then I'm going to put probably 4 LED sealed lights across the side, both sides, and across the back. It'll be painted white, the floor will be done grey. I'm going to put a big filter system I'm going to build over the back in the corner to get all the dust out and all the paint fumes, and then on each side, which I think is 1 metre and a bit each side, there'll be inlet filters, so all the air that goes in there will be clean. So anything I do paint should hopefully come out nice and clean, not with any added bonuses like bits flakes of metal and bits of grit and flies and crap. But that's my plan anyway. So that's where I'm going to paint the next tractor, obviously without all that in there. That's got to go to someone on someone's roof, that up there. It's a solar system. I've just moved all my shelving around in there, and I've moved the shelves that used to be in that store over that side and put all my car bits and bobs on there. So it makes it a little bit tidier in here. But that's the plan for as soon as I've got the spray booth done. I will video putting this head on, I suppose, maybe the weekend, and then I'll throw this one out there. So I'm just going to sling this cylinder head on, take this off, take all these little bolts out. I'll just chuck a little bit of oil down the cylinders and a little bit down the followers before I chuck it on. And we'll get the cylinder head on, get that sealed up so no crap goes down there. We don't really want that. And then I shall leave it with the rocker cover off. I may put the rocker gear on, but I've got to do the I've got to sandblast and paint the rocker cover because it's a bit wanky, so I'll get that done. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do this morning, is get that done, and then I'm going to go and play in the spray booth, which I've been building as well, which is coming along very, very nicely. Thank you very much. Isn't it? First thing, I'm just going to get rid of my lifted plate. And there's all my head washers as well, because I use those, but I keep all those bolts because they're handy for the next one, aren't they? These little some bitches out. Go down there. Now I've got to find my oiling can. It'll be in here somewhere. But I'll be bugging if I found it. I do know where it is. It's over there. Bloody cold outside today. It's a lot of white out there, frosty air. But it's all right in here because I've had the heater going first thing. My rocket heater, diesel heater, and I've got the heat pump up that end, just keeping the chill off. Because I don't like the cold. That's them all off. Give it a quick light. It's lovely, isn't it? Alright, I'll just chuck a little bit of oil down in the boards quickly, and then I'll put some sealant in. I was trying to get the same sealant as Mr. Bundy uses, but apparently you can't get it over here. Don't know why. I couldn't find it anyway. But my brother gave me some stuff and he reckons it's similar, if not better. So it's aircraft grade stuff, Loctite 5923. So we'll give that a crack. Let's get the oil in. I've already pre-lubed these before anyway, but a bit more won't hurt, will it? Let that run round. Not too much, just enough, isn't it? What I'll do is I'll put this sealant on here quick, on this face, and then I can put the head studs in. Now I've got new head studs from Sparex, however you bloody pronounce it, I don't know. But I thought I'd chuck new ones in it. There was probably stuff all wrong with the old ones. I don't think they really, they don't get abused today. They're not exactly high compression and high performance engines, so the old ones probably would have been fine, I don't know. But I had new ones which I was going to put on that engine anyway, so I might as well use them. So let's stick some of this goop on here and see what it's like. It's black and it's sticky. It smells nice. Comes with a handy paintbrush. Oh, look at that. Very nice. I'll smooth it out with my finger after. And see how hard it is to get off my finger. It's probably bloody impossible, but there you go. And what I'll do is I'll flip the cylinder head up the other way and do the underside of that as well, rather than put it on the gasket, because then I think this might be easier. Then I'll put the studs in. Actually might be easier with my finger, I think. Let's try it with my finger. Just dab a bit on here and there. Blimey, it must have warmed up in there a bit. My heat pump just shut down a little bit. Didn't think that was going to happen. It's so cold outside, it's not funny. Oh yeah, that's the crack there, look at that. Good enough for an aircraft, it must be good enough for a tractor, I suppose, eh? Although aircraft aren't really as high performance, are they? I don't know. Innit? Fuck, this is some sticky shit, this stuff. Oh, that's why it's gone off. Defrost cycle. Bugger. Right. That's enough for that lot there, I reckon. That should stick like shit to a blanket. Right, that do. Yes, very nice. Now I'll just chuck some on the head as well, quickly, and let it sit for a while, then I'll put the studs in. So I'll flick the head up the other way. I'll turn it around so you can see that bit. Hang on a minute, governor. Let's turn this up the other way. Actually, I might have to give that a blow off first. I think I've I was going to give this a clean, wasn't I? So I'll quickly give that a clean up in the parts washer. Right, now we've got that all nice and shiny and briny again. We can get some of this goop on here. Paintbrush ain't very good, to be fair. I'll get this on and then I'll come back and you can see when it's done, innit? So that's about as interesting as watching paint bleed. Right, so I've got that everywhere it needs to be and just wiped off where I didn't need it. I suppose it would have been easier to put it on the head gasket, but anyway, done it now. But that's all got a nice gloop of that on there. I'll just leave that to sit for a while and I shall put the studs in. Now, where is it? Around here somewhere. There's a stud. Get in and put in an outer. There it is. It's got a load of little like hardened pins in there, and they just pinch on the stud. It's very clever. So I shall get these studs in. Right. I'm just chucking a tiny little bit of grease on these studs. Not a lot, just a little tiny bit on the end. Just so it's easier for the next geezer. Well, probably won't have to come out for a long time. But just makes them go in nice, don't it? Didn't even need me stud putter in her. They're definitely going in a lot easier than the other ones came out, that's for sure, because they were a bit of a prick. But with everything, I suppose if you've got the right gear, makes the job a bit easier, doesn't it? We'll just give them a nip with my little gadget once I've got them all in. Bloody marvellous. Yeah, some of these old studs were a right prick to get out, to be fair, but we got them out. I didn't have to heat it or anything, they were doit, very doit. Now this settings for these torque settings, what's it say on my little board over there? I think it's 60 to 65, something like that. So I've got my torque wrench already, governor. Quite excited about the spray booth, to be fair, because I do paint quite a bit of stuff. I used to fix up shitty old lawnmowers and flick them on to make a bit of extra cash, and used to do it in my old shed. But everything gets covered in whatever colour you're painting. That's pretty much what colour everything's going to be for a while until you do the next one and it changes colour. So always wanted this little spray booth, and I might treat myself, eh? And nice. And my mate Anthony Scott, right bloody nice bloke he is, builder geezer. So he has got an old tractor that he wants me to paint for him, which was his dad's, I believe. I think it's a McCormick or something. One of them ones with the funny wheels, like a three-wheeler, but not, if you know what I mean. So once I've got my spray booth done and I've got one of these done, we might pull that in and do that for him. See if I can sell him another tractor. Actually, he might buy this one. He can have it for six grand. There's a bargain. Say 6.9 because I know him. Hey, cheap as. Apparently these are worth quite a bit more money in the UK, the old Fergies. So that's all them little buggers in there. So I'll just give them all a nip up. Not going to go silly, just want to get them just as they, so they're all the way in. If you're going too far, you can crack them, and or you crack the stud hole, or strip them at worst. Right, they're all in and lovely. Right, the next stuff is all lovely, and they've all got lovely oil in them there. So I'll get the gasket of the head, and we should plonk him on. It's got a bit of stuff on it because it was sitting on the head, like that. Make sure our oilways and everything line up, and our waterways. It's very nice, very nice. And then we'll just slip the head on. There we go. Hamburger. Yeah. Wiping the excess off. It's going to squidge out anyway, isn't it? But now I shall go and find all the nuts and we'll get them on. A little bit of oil on them. There's another step closer, isn't it? Right, so I've polished my nuts. Chuck all these little buggers on. Just make sure they go up the right way. One face has got a wear mark on it where it's bitten down, and the other side ain't. Hopefully I've got all the bloody nuts and washers. But that's all the washers. And hopefully that's all the nuts. I find this is a lot easier to do without the other studs in there for the rocker, so they get in the way of the socket. So I'll put him back after. Bloody hell, look at that. Got every one. Oh, there's my socket, that one there. Just going to get these like just nipped, not tight. And there's all different ways that people do these bloody things. Star pattern, snail pattern, diagonals. I'm just going to do like a snail I do. Start from the middle and just work out. That's what I was taught. Hopefully, because I've skimmed this and everything, it should be nice and sealed and perfect again. Because it was a bit wanky. And with that bionic sealant, well, we'll see. So my brother swears by it, so I'll try it. And it's free. So that's even better, isn't it? 3 is always good. Right, they're pretty much all just nipped now. Marvellous. Right. Now, why is everything covered in dust? 60, right there. I might have to go and get my spectacles. Right, so I've got the torque wrench set on 60 now. Now I'll see what I'm doing anyway. And it don't feel like a lot, but I guess it is, you know. Right, that's all up to 60. Then we'll chuck it up to 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do it again. Right, that's all up at 65. What I should do is I should have a cup of tea and then I'll just go around it once more, doubly bubbly check, but that should be that, hopefully. And then we can get on with the spray booth, isn't it? Very important. Cool. Edge torque down. It's been about like 20 minutes, half an hour so far since I've torqued that up. I'm just going to chuck these push rods in and I'll give it another nip. I've just put a bit of that Morris like oil stabiliser. It's really good for, I use it for cold start up, like the first start up. Just poured some of that down the cam followers. Make sure they're all nice and clean and shite and briny. And they're going back in the same holes they came out of as well, because that'll be, the bottom will be warm to the follower. They go nice and sticky in there, they do. And of course, now we've got the head on, I could crank it over with the starting handle, see how much compression it's got, if any, which I reckon it'll have loads. But you never know, eh? You do never know. Pan it out a little bit, governor. Okay. Last but by no means least to did, marvellous. Right, now I'll give this head another nip. Still on 65. Not really moving, to be fair. Right, that's that. I'll just take the tension back off my torque wrench. And then we'll carry on with the spray booth. I'll take you in there and show you what I've done so far. So that's the wall of the old shed with the new framing on it. I'm going to put all insulation on that. A row of lights down on that first set of dwangs. And then a couple of heaters up on the top. There'll be another couple of lights at the back, another 3 lights down this side, big doors on the front here and filters and whatever. And then the ceiling I'm going to flatten that off to 2.7, and then there'll be 3 rows of 5 LED panel lights, so it'll be real bright in there and lovely and all insulated. It'll be nice and warm in there, it should be. So that's what I'm going to do next. But I shall stick this tractor video up and then I'll crack on.